Hello, everybody, and welcome to Scoot Scoot Friday. Sorry, I haven't been here for 2 weeks, and it's like a whole new theme and intro video. This is great. I'm joined today by Elwa, our loyal sevens, currently, and Match, our CEO. Happy Friday, guys. How are you doing?
Great. Beautiful weather in Montreal. Big week on this week, and it's finally at the end. So looking forward to scooting this weekend, and I'm happy to be back.
Good too. Yeah, I've been a little sick this whole week, so recovering at last after our trip to Chicago with Hoa, but feeling good. We're in the middle of the season now. Those odometer counts are climbing fast, and we're heading to China in a few weeks, which is also really, really exciting. So lots of things on the go. I have a feeling we're going to dive into some of these topics in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, sure, that's great, guys. And so, what were you guys in Chicago for?
Just doing your job essentially. So for any viewers that are not aware, or maybe don't follow Chris on his personal Instagram account, Chris just got married 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago, right? And so naturally he was entitled to 48 hours off, which coincided with a trip to Chicago to meet with prospective retailers for 2025. So myself and Noah ended up in Chicago, spoke to a bunch of dealers, and I think now the ball is in our court, Chris, to see who makes sense for us as a potential partner for next year.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks again, guys, for going. We got a lot of great feedback, and as the audience already knows, we're always looking at expansion in our retail distribution, and there's a lot of really cool announcements coming up as well. So we'll share that a bit more in the podcast, but. Yeah, it was great that Elwa and Match managed to go and enjoy Chicago. So that's it. So yeah, I guess Elwa, you've missed the last 2 episodes here. That's why our viewership was down, I think, 30%. Yes. But happy that's technician. Exactly. So we have Father's Day sale coming next week, I believe, on the 7th. Match, is that correct? Yeah. So anybody looking for any announcements on scooters or discounts, yeah, stay tuned. We'll get some details at the end of this. And then last year's there is the Micromobility Europe coming up in Amsterdam in less than a week. We unfortunately are not attending just because there's so much going on, especially in May and June with the launches of everything, and just like a lot. So we're going to most likely go to the California one. But if anybody in the chat is going, please let us know. Let us know how it is. Send some photos if anything cool comes up. We're always looking forward to hearing some cool new announcements. So we're going to go into the main thing here, and we'll just jump straight into questions from the team over here. So hi everybody, hi Dale, hi Borealis. Okay, Borealis, whatever. So the lock you said you tested is from Brad with the bolt cuts of different sizes. I'm worried about the small bolt cutter around 12 to 15 inches long. Are they to cut through the cable, or does the Kevlar stop it? Do you know anything about this?
So with a pair of cutter, at least a small one, definitely not going to be able to cut it. We obviously we tested here, and when we went to China, we also recorded the whole testing process that I believe we just need to edit and post the video. So maybe that could give some reassurance. But yeah, the Kevlar do really stop the cutter. I think if someone comes with a big lock cutter, like the long one, they're gonna get through it. But for the small one, I think it's called a snipper, that's gonna stop it.
And I think one more point to add to the lock is the lock was designed to be a quick pit stop. You're popping into a restaurant for lunch or something, wrap it around, put it through a bike bike holder or whatever, and just come back an hour later, it should still be there. It's not meant to be locking your scooter to the rail for a week while you go on vacation, right? It's very much meant to be a quick and easy, convenient way to secure your scooter. So just keep that in mind as you use it.
And if you look at what's the YouTube channel, like Cade Media or something, where the guy shows every single lock and how to break it. So like Matrix said, if you're looking to leave your scooter outside overnight, don't leave it outside overnight. It's anybody who wants to break it will break it and steal your scooter, no matter what type of lock or what Amazon says about the lock. but thank you for that, Oa. Perfect. And just a heads up, everybody, we know that last week we weren't able to answer all of the questions. So if a question wasn't answered, please ask it back in the chat and we'll get to it today. Hi, Dave. Hi, Stan. Hi, Martin. Brian, so on the Phantom, in a different riding modes, what is the percent of power in each mode? I'm guessing Ludo is 100%. What about the other modes?
I like that we can see the pictures now.
Yeah.
It's nice. It really depends, because now you can set up the speed by gears. So it's more about what top speed is set than the gear that you are in, because the gear 1, you could set it at 45, but gear 2, 20, and gear 3, 65. And that's how the power will be split. So it really depends on your different setup. Regarding the actual current out of the box, I'm not sure per gear what it is.
Yeah, thank you. Cool. Thank you, Zev. Thank you, Justin. Very kind of you. No photos are going to be shared. But no, there was no scooters during the wedding, unfortunately. I debated it, but I quickly got shut down by the big boss. So didn't work. Ed, any major changes coming to the city next year?
The city, we will continue to work on it like we do for all the models. So what you see in our new models, you would expect it to see it on the future city, but there's nothing. As soon as we get a sample or something, like we have more plans, we're gonna share it on our YouTube channel, as we always do. And as always, the best moment to buy a city is right now, because even if we come up with some updates, there's going to be an upgrade kit available for this, unless there's a major change. But we always try to make it retro compatible.
And just to add, we launched the city since 2022. There's been a big upgrade in 2023. Right now is, again, like Aloha said, it's the best the city's ever been, and it's pretty close to perfection and everything when we look at the repairs and everything else. There will most likely be very minor changes on every production that we do, again, to improve, whether it's a small thing in the steering or the kickstand, etc. But like Aloha mentioned, we always offer a kit that you can buy to keep yours upgraded. But the city is just perfect, and we don't want to change it. It's just been doing really, really well with customers and servicing side. So
the one thing that will change for sure is the box. That's the only thing we know that's we're gonna improve.
Yeah. Cool. Borealis, I got my latch replacement. There is no decollate tape or signal end caps as in the installation video.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened. I'm looking at the video now that we sent out. This is we sent out the wrong video. This is the kit that we sent a year ago to everyone. The new kit it's not even that, as you all know. So I guess mistake on our side. The kit that we sent out is, I'll just repeat, it's what we always said that the kit would be, but it's a new folding mechanism that everyone should replace. It's not just a spare part for fun that we sent. Like, you should replace it as soon as you get it, because it's better and it's just stronger. And the rear portion of the grip tape. So we include something that goes over the footrest at the top, because we noticed that it was not sticking properly, the too little end of the grip tape. So that's going to fix it completely. But this time it is not coming with the full grip tape, as it's just not necessary. We sent the grip tape the last time because everybody had to replace their IoT, and they had to rip off the grip tape, open the deck, replace the IoT, put it back. So we sent out the wrong video. That's what happened. So we're gonna, I know the right one is recorded, so we're just gonna send the right one again. And sorry about that, everyone. I did get a couple people reaching out to me about that. So yeah.
I'm trying to share my screen just to show what's in the kit, but doesn't seem to be working. But we'll send you guys a photo. Here we go. So it's essentially the folding lock, the back end of the deck, the deck sticker, and then bolts. But yeah, so we'll thank you for providing that, and we'll send an updated video to everyone.
Yeah. There's one more point. There's been a few questions asking about the reason for the latch replacement. I mean, I think the grip tape is fairly self-explanatory in terms of why it was provided. The reason for the latch replacement is something similar to what we saw with the beta testers, where basically this being the most important part of the scooter, but also one that has simply the most pressure on it. it simply makes sense to replace these latches every once in a while. So in this case, you're getting one with the highest grade bolt available on the market. I'll correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the M10, I believe, in there.
Yeah, we passed from M8 to M10, and we increased the grade of the bolt.
So we just wanted to recognize that it's a high performance scooter and essentially be extra safe in terms of the quality of materials that are being used. So we recommend that everyone performs the upgrade as soon as possible, just to be extra safe. But really consider this a quality of life upgrade for any current Pro owners.
And the question to like a couple of people are asking now, like, why is it not? Let's say for the City and the Air that share the same folding mechanism, why are we not shipping it out? The folding mechanism structure, the bottom and upper part, with the stem is different, and we don't see the same amount of pressure being applied on those folding mechanism as the Pro. There's like a very clear difference when we put it on the testing rig or when we do our FEA. So that's why if you have the City or the Air, you don't need it.
Yeah. And if anybody's watching this from Australia or any other countries, all of your distributor or where you purchased it from have received this kit as well. So please go to them and get it upgraded. Justin, can a Polo lock be unscrewed from its mount easily? Would that be able to defeat the lock as opposed to cutting it?
Easily, I guess. Well, no, because we use like torque screw, so it's definitely harder to find than a regular Allen key, for example. So this is what we use, torque screw. So in theory, yes, you could disassemble it, but that's probably the best thing we could do to have to be able to tighten the lock like tightly on the stem, so having a decent like screw that you can really grab, compared to, let's say, a little 2-pin like they use on MacBook, for example. But yeah, if you really don't want it to move, you could weld it, but then it's going to be there forever. But yes, so it should be pretty secure. And again, this is like first layer, second layer. You can lock the motor of your scooter, and it's going to stay parked forever until you unlock it. And the third layer is, let's say somebody steals it from you. You can report it stolen in the app. When someone's going to try to connect to it, we're going to lock it. We're going to grab the location, and we're going to give it to you for you to find your scooter again. So even in the worst case scenario, you just need to mark it as stolen, and we're gonna be able to retrieve it. I guess you're gonna be able to retrieve it.
And let us know if we're also exploring this idea of selling theft insurance essentially through a partner. Let us know if that's something that would be of interest to everyone here. Essentially, it would be a like any other insurance product, a monthly premium that you pay. And then when your scooter gets stolen, you essentially are guaranteed a replacement unit with like a $99 deductible, from what I remember. So again, just high level as a concept, let us know if that would be of interest to you. We'd love to get your feedback.
Cool. Thank you. Stan, will Apollo enable crypto purchases? Unfortunately, no, not for the time being, just because of the volatility of it. We have been asked that quite a few times, but unfortunately, just no, not for now. All great comments. I got the Phantom V4 about 2 days ago. I love it. It's my first e-scooter, and I think I made the best decision. Thanks, Nan. That's great to hear. We love hearing that. Will the future City and Air 2025 or 2026 integrate the stem lights and deck holes in the rear? You're just gonna have to wait and see. Surprise, surprise. You're gonna keep some suspense. Joanne, when are the Pros starting to ship, and what's different about this production batch from the previous batch? In terms of shipping, in the US, I believe it's shipping next week, and in Canada, I believe it's mid-June. I don't know if you have a different update, but that's what I have on my side. Yeah. And then if there's anything new, Elwa, I'm not sure on the batch.
Shipping wise, yeah, I think that's correct, right, Matt? Yes. Production wise, it is the same. Nothing was changed. Again, the difference is that the quad lock and IoT does not come in the scooter anymore. It's an add-on that you can buy. And except that,
do they have to also get the upgrade kit and change the thing, or is that
this one will come with the new folding installed? So no, the rest is the same.
I mean, it comes with one major upgrade, which is the horizontal view of the app dashboard. I think that's probably the most anticipated release of the summer, no?
Yes, currently in the beta in beta testing. If anyone is interested to join on Android, we do have a new dashboard and a new landscape view.
That's great. I can't wait to have that as well. Justin, how do your sales compare with big box stores versus direct on the website? Great question. So big box is still relatively new. We've only been in big Best Buy since January, and that was only in 10 stores. Now we're in 100 stores as of last month. And the sales are really good. It's essentially an expansion of our D2C store. It's for people who want to click and collect and get it the same day. It's also for people who want to see, touch, and feel the scooter in a store. And we've seen incremental sales. So it's still relatively small compared to our D2C, but it's going really, really well. And it's just nice to give customers an option, right? If they want to buy it locally or if they want to buy it online, they have both of it. But yeah, it's going well. Thanks for asking. Why is the Go Spare tires not available in stock, but the controller battery motor is? Don't know if you guys have any insights to that, but we can ask our supply team.
Yeah, in general, I think the parts were divided amongst a handful of containers. So it's possible that they're just arriving in different tranches. But Matt, I don't know if you have visibility into Matt, by the way, who's running this show behind the scenes. I don't know if you have visibility into the Go tires. Maybe you could just drop the answer in the comments.
Cool. Canadian CEO. Hey, Alex. Hey, guys. Alex, just want to say the new dashboard is an absolutely stunning and super innovative. Most importantly, we can finally see the riding mode and gear. Congrats to Derek and the team for that. Thank you. That's great, Alex. Stan, there's a Polo Envision Tesla supercharging. Well, I'll let you.
No, we don't. We're limited by how much the battery can take. We could charge our scooter faster though with the battery we use. The limitation right now it's the charging port of it. So the maximum we can push is a 5 amp. But yeah, I know like with our battery capacity, you could charge at 1C. So you could push 15 amp if you want, but you would need really a big charging port for that. So for now, the maximum we have is this. An interesting accessory though that we saw is they sell online things like an adapter that you can put on car charger with 3 outlets, and then you can charge your scooter like it's a regular 120 volt outlet. You can plug your charger there and charge your scooter. So if you ever have a car charger like on the road and you want to use it, this is how you could, but the output's going to be the same as your wall charger, limited by the charger.
Cool. Thank you. And also just to add on, Stan, the faster you charge your battery, your lithium-ion battery, the shorter the longevity of the battery. So, if you're doing it once or twice, it's great, but ideally you charge it slow. And the reality is we track every single scooter and how it's used. The city, for example, can do 35 to 40 miles. On average, people use it for 3 miles every trip. So like supercharging isn't completely needed yet for scooters, but I'm sure there's some people that want that, of course. Martin, if we changed the latch last year, should we change the latch again? Yes, I believe so, Elwa. Yeah, Martin, that's a yes. Brad, we've gone over this comment, why the Pro needs it and other models don't. The kit also includes a new spring. Can we keep it for a spare, or is it also different?
Borealis is referring to the spring of the folding mechanism, the little black spring. You can use the old one; it's the exact same. We just put it in case you lose it because it jumped when you remove the latch. So you can use a new one or the old one. It's fine.
Cool. Thank you, Brian and Borealis. Thank you for the feedback on the theft insurance. Yes, it would be USA too, I believe. But that's great to know. Dave, sorry, I missed that. When did you say the iOS landscape on app?
Honestly, we even haven't started working on it. The reason why is on iOS, we need to update how we are making the design of the screen. It's like in Swift UI. So we need to change the whole infrastructure of the app. So we do it like slowly. Some people may have seen the new onboarding. When you add a scooter, this is the new UI. And to redo a whole dashboard on this, the dashboard is by far the most complicated part on the display, on the app. Sorry, it's going to take time, and we did it on Android because we have Zayt working on Android, and he's working so fast. And Android is still using the old library, so we can use some element of the dashboard we currently have and adapt it to the new one. So iOS is going to take a while, and we really want to focus on stabilizing the app, which there's still progress to be made before adding new features like this, versus Android, which is already super stable from the data we gather in the backend. So it's not for now on iOS.
Cool. Stan, there's a Polo sponsor races on the circuit. And no, we don't, unfortunately. We've got many offers, but it was a minimum of $1 million investment. And I think we can do better things with that $1 million. Shane, are there iPhone test flight signups anywhere? I only see a Polo hardware beta signups.
Yes, it's the same form. You can just select the software one, and we ask everybody to join the software first, and then the most active beta participant in the software is going to have access to the hardware one. So Shane, just in that form, you can select software and gain access to it like this. You're going to get an email after that with the link that you can download the app from.
Cool, perfect. Austin, I love my Pro. My connector for the charger block has started to melt. I'm not sure how. I'll contact you guys about it. Hopefully you can send another. Austin, I would stop using our charger straight away, and we'll definitely send you another one. But yeah, maybe the team can look into that one. Good feedback. Ed, the stem light and dash upgrade on the city is legit the only thing holding me back. If that's coming out sooner than later, looking at purchasing 2 for the province. All right. Ed, like we mentioned, there won't be any upgrades this year. And again, if we do introduce a stem light and dash upgrade for the city, it'll be retrofitted as well afterwards. So you can just buy the stem in the future and change it up. So I would recommend not waiting, because there's not going to be another city in the next 12 months at least. So I would say get it, enjoy your summer with it, and then you can retrofit it in the future. Jesus, when can you guys make a kit to paint the scooter? I'll fix some scratches on it, please. Also, can you guys maybe do a collab with Lumos to have the turn signals indicated on the helmets and scooter? Well, it looks like you went to answer that one.
So for the paint kit, why is it hard to find? Because our paint is not a regular paint Pantone. We need to mix the paint and find our shade every time, so it's not just like a classic black or whatever. So I know it can be challenging to find. That being said, there is cars with the exact same shade. So if you go to here we have Canadian Tire, but like any hardware store, they do sell little pencil that is perfect for that. You can sand on one side and paint with the other. The shade that you need to find is called 426C. This is a Pantone number. I think on our side, what would be helpful for all of you guys is to make those links available Canada, US, maybe even find Amazon link. So yeah, I'll look into it and try to make it available for you. But for now, if you want to look at 426C, this is what you need to look for.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. George, how do you change the grip or the handlebar to something else if you don't like it? Custom. Just bring it to a custom grip place, do a measurements, and do it. Unfortunately, we don't offer any of those. Austin, if I order a replacement kickstand for the Pro, will I get one from the beta or from the newer one?
For the Pro is almost the same kickstand, but it's going to be the new one. We don't have any parts of the beta.
Cool. Stan, has a team explored other PVs outside of scooters like unicycles, 2-wheelers, and 1-wheelers? Great question. Stay tuned. There may be some news in the future, but essentially the idea, we are focusing on electric scooters for now, and most of the components of electric scooters, which can be transferable in the future, but for the time being, still focus on scooters, and maybe there'll be some surprises. On Phantom V4, is there a way to make the display brighter?
No, out of the box, it's as bright as it can be.
Except for peeling off the plastic, which apparently a few people have missed. So maybe just double check that for real, that the plastic protective layer has been taken off.
Yeah. Are there any updates on the early access program? Not for the time being, I believe.
No.
On hardware fronts. Yeah.
So we locked in pretty much all the dates now for the hardware. So if you are selected, the team will reach out to you in the next weeks. But on our side, everything is on track. It's going well. So yeah, if you are selected, you're going to hear from us shortly.
Cool. Will there be a kit you can buy for the Polo Phantom to have lights under the deck like the Polo Explorer Phantom? No, unfortunately not. But there's great Amazon ones now you can buy and just stick under. I know some people have done that with the City.
Yeah, I think I'm looking into something else now for this. So maybe everybody can stay tuned, and maybe we can circle back at the next slide next week.
Perfect. Justin, always with the deep questions. Are there any secrets you can share on this episode that you always keep close to your chest today, or any hints of one? I feel like Match is dying to answer this one.
Wow. And we have 3 minutes remaining.
3 minutes.
Yeah, I guess, a lot of the kind of secrets we discuss here are usually to do with the product, like hardware releases, just talking about what's coming down the pipe and whatnot. And I think we've done a pretty good job. Unlike last year, which I don't know if you guys remember, but we had like the Phantom launch in March, the City 2023 launch in April, Air in May, and then Pro, I think, in July of last year. So it was a pretty busy summer. This year we haven't announced sort of any major updates, which means that next year is going to be very, very busy as well. So I don't want to disclose too much everything in its time, but it's going to be a really robust portfolio. One thing we can share actually is that a scooter we don't have today is something that's sub 30 pounds. So I know we've been getting a lot of requests for scooters that are a lot lightweight, something you can fold easily and bring onto the train with you. So that's one of the projects Elwha's fighting right now, let's say, struggling.
32, okay.
Yeah, he said sub 30, just so we're all on the same page, right? If you remove the charging port cover, take off the handlebar or something.
Tires.
Exactly. But yeah, that's one of the spaces we're looking at, because we recognize that scooters need to be portable, and that's a gap in our portfolio today. So Justin, I don't know if that really applies to your use case. I think you're more in like the suburbs, right? From what I remember, and you have a big garage. So I don't necessarily know if you have a need for super portable scooters, but that's one of the things we're working on right now. So there's your secret of the week.
Okay, cool. So there's not. We have 2 minutes left. So very quickly, I think Dave replied for that. The Go, that's great. How does the product feel about compared to the competition this year? We'll push that one to next week, Justin. I think we can dig in a bit more deeper. Is complete carbon fiber a realistic production medium for fans?
No. So we could do it. We have like great suppliers and everything. It's a price. I think it's you guys that wouldn't like it. So we, if one day we're at the level of new that we produce so many scooters that we can achieve like competitive price with it, yes. But for now, you need guys to buy more scooters so we can increase our volume and then do carbon fiber for you.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the week, guys. I know there's a few things we were going to touch on. We can go into that next week. But thank you so much for joining, everyone, and for all the great questions. It's really nice. And again, please send over any if you have any for next week. And yeah, otherwise, have a lovely weekend. And we will see you next week. Any parting words, Elwha, Match, that you want to share before we jump off?
Maybe for next week, now that you all know we're working on a lightweight scooter, if there's like some key features that you would like to see, let us know. It would be appreciated.
Yeah, and as always, if anybody here is interested in joining the so-called Apollo Insiders, which is a super secretive, not a cult, but a super secretive society with really, really sweet benefits, mainly completely open access to Elwha 24/7. If that sounds like it's something you'd be interested in, a place where you get access to the Apollo executive team, you get access to every information, you get access to a lot of product releases, participate in those feedback sessions. That sounds interesting. Shoot us a message. We would love to have you become part of the Insiders.
And it's only 1 Bitcoin to enter, so
that's right.
Pretty good deal, if you ask me. Cool. Okay, thanks everyone. Have a lovely weekend. We'll see you next week.
Take care, guys.
Bye.